Nancy, when you saw us together at the Greenbrier, we weren't having some kind of candlelight lunch together like you thought we were.
Oh, come on, Dan, I saw you. I mean, you were holding her hand, whispering in her ear. What do you take me for, some kind of fool?
No, Nancy, you're not the fool. I am. This is exactly what you wanted, isn't it? To trick her into thinking there's still something left of our marriage.
I guess we should have dined at home after all.
Guess again, sweetheart, because you're getting out of here.
Dan, what are you...
Enough is enough. Now leave, that's all.
You could follow right behind her for all I care.
Listen, if I was going to go back to her, would I want you to have these diamonds? They're for you, Nancy.
Now, you're sure you don't mind if I wait for Peter, Mrs. Davidson?
Not if you don't mind helping me stuff envelopes until he gets back from the lab. I could use a pair of expert hands.
Oh, well, since you put it that way, here's your expert.
Wonderful.
These are the envelopes.
Mm-hmm. And these are the cards.
Oh, these are pretty.
Yeah, the Nativity. For God so loved the world, he gave his only begotten Son. I'm sending that one to my sister. Now these, I think I'll have enough.
You know, it looks to me like you've got one for just about every household in Kingsley here.
That's right. The list gets longer every year. Just be sure to get the right card and the right envelope.
Okay.
Check the name first, okay?
Sure. Okay, now this one goes to...
What's the matter? Did I forget to sign it?
Oh, no, you signed it. It's for Miriam Mason.
Oh, you know her?
Didn't Peter tell you? Miriam's my cousin.
Please, Nancy. Please, put the necklace on, will you? Nancy, please, I got this for you.
Where'd you get it from? Julia's jewelry box?
Oh, don't even mention that woman's name, Nancy. Listen, I promise you, she will never upset you again. In fact, I'm going to get the hotel manager right now and tell him to not let her bother you anymore.
Oh, knock it off, will you? What do you think, I'm some kind of fool?
No, Nancy, I told you. I know I'm the fool for letting her trick me that way. Come on, Nancy. Now, Nancy, listen, I'm not going to deny to you that I had lunch with Julia at the restaurant.
Well, I'm glad you're not going to deny it. I mean, seeing as Laurie and Miriam saw you there.
Oh, look at that. That's stunning on you, Nancy. Diamonds really are a girl's best friend, especially my girl. Huh?
You were saying about Julia?
Yeah, well, the reason for that embarrassing incident at the restaurant is Julia threatened to commit suicide. Yeah, it's incredible to believe. I realize that, but...
Incredible? It's almost laughable, Dan.
Listen, Nancy, I already told you about how Julia's a pathological liar and a shoplifter and all the rest of it, but I haven't told you yet the reasons why she does those things. Nancy, my wife is a manic depressive.
She's what?
She's a very emotionally disturbed woman. Now, I'm sure you've noticed her mood swings. I mean...
Well, actresses can play a part,
No, I'm
Dan.
serious, Nancy. She's not acting. One minute she's ready to throw herself off a ledge, and the next minute it's Christmas time. And that's what I've had to live with now for years.
Well, why didn't you divorce her years ago?
I just couldn't. I felt guilty. I mean, she's so helpless.
Yeah, but if you didn't love her...
No, I didn't love her, but I still felt responsible for her. And that's why when she called me up and asked me to get her out of the house because she was climbing the walls again, I just couldn't say no. So I met her at the Greenbrier, and you saw her little performance there.
Performance? You sure look like you enjoyed it.
Oh, no, Nancy, that's part of the therapy. I mean, I'm like a sedative for her, you know? Oh, Nancy, come on. You believe me, don't you?
I don't know what to believe.
Believe that I love you and I want to marry you.
Yeah, but you want to marry me for my money, right?
Nancy, you don't have any money.
Yeah, but you're making sure that I will, right? I mean, maybe you're just waiting around for Ben's insurance company to hand you a check. Maybe that's why you're pushing me to go ahead with this malpractice suit.
That's what you think, that I'm just waiting for the settlement?
Well, yeah.
Look, Nancy, if those diamonds aren't enough to convince you how much I love you, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll give you all my money.
Your money?
That's right, my money, all of it. I'll set up a joint account so that you and I have access to everything I own.
Miriam's your cousin?
My father and Charles Carpenter are brothers. Miriam's already explained that that could be a strike against me.
More likely a strike against Peter. Your uncle certainly wouldn't vote a Davidson into any office.
Maybe I should explain about me and Peter, Mrs. Davidson.
Maybe you should.
See, when I wanted him to know about Vaughn from the beginning, I just didn't quite know how to tell him.
Vaughn?
Yes, my fiancé.
Your what?
Oh, he didn't tell you about him either, did he?
Remind me to remind him.
It's not as complicated as it seems, Mrs. Davidson.
Courtney, if it involves Peter, oh yes it is. Has he told you about Vicky?
Yes, he has.
Well, then you know that she was somebody who was wrong for him from the very beginning.
Here comes that strike against me.
Are you saying that you and he have something more in common than friendship?
Hey, Mom. Hey, Courtney. What are you doing here?
Hi, Peter. Your mom put me to work here.
Oh, welcome to the labor camp. You never change, do you?
I was thinking the same about you.
What's that supposed to mean?
Never mind. Would you like some hot chocolate, Courtney?
Oh, that would be very nice. Thank you.
Peter?
Sounds excellent.
Okay. Courtney, don't bother finishing the cards. I'll take care of them later. Why don't you just set aside the one meant for your cousin, Miriam? I'll have you take that to her later.
It looks like you can keep a secret better than I can.
Yeah? Well, as long as we're letting the cat out of the bag, I should tell you.
What?
Talked to Vaughn today.
Oh, come on, Nancy, you've got to believe me. Now, this joint bank account I'm talking about is just one more step closer to putting that ring on your finger like I told you.
The divorce certificate would be even closer. You keep saying you're going to get that.
Yeah, I am. Arrangements are being made for me to fly to Mexico this weekend.
Oh, really?
Really? Do you want me to show you my airline ticket? Because I'll show it to you as soon as I get it, Nancy.
Yeah, if I'm still around. I'm getting tired of waiting for you, Dan.
I know you think you are, Nancy. But believe me, you won't get tired of me.
I want to believe you, Dan, but I need more proof than that, and than all your promises. And Doug says that your promises are meaningless anyway.
Doug says, look, don't let that joker fill your head with lies. That guy cheated his way through law school.
Cheated? Like you're cheating on me and cheating on your wife?
Well, if you think 10 grand worth of diamonds and access to everything I'm worth is cheating, then I might as well leave, Nancy.
Look, Dan, I want to believe you. I really do. But I need more proof than promises. You know, I need to show them that I'm not acting foolishly.
Them? Who is this? Who are you talking about?
My family.
Oh.
I mean, they think that I'm making a big mistake with this, and I have made plenty of them in the past, but I don't want to do it again.
Nancy, you won't. Just trust me.
I will.
Good.
Just as soon as I have that divorce certificate in my hand.
All right, one divorce certificate coming up. Nancy, what are you doing?
As lovely as this is, Dan, it's not worth nearly as much to me as that divorce certificate is. So please make sure the divorce certificate is genuine, because I intend to have Doug check it out.
Vaughn was shrewd, but I could read him like the sports page.
Peter, he can't pick and choose my friends.
He's your fiance, man. He's got a claim to you.
Peter, our engagement is technically unofficial. Look, no ring.
Mm-hmm. Well, I've been up against the invisible ring before.
Vaughn is what I've been taught to want. He's security, all wrapped up in a little square box.
Well, you can't find happiness in a box.
Oh, there's more than my happiness to consider, though. My parents, for one.
Your parents aren't marrying him.
Peter, have you ever heard of Alzheimer's disease?
Yeah, it's like when you start losing your memory or something.
Premature senility. Once you get it, it steadily becomes worse. No cure, no treatment. My mother has it.
Are you kidding?
She can't really take care of herself. She's like a 49-year-old child. You know, there's some days that she doesn't even know me.
I'm very sorry.
Oh, it's just something that my dad and I don't bring up in the run of a conversation.
Where is she?
She's been in and out of sanitariums for years. And even when she's home, she needs constant care. Vaughn's family has taken over control of my father's business, which has been floundering for years.
Oh, so it's more of a merger than a marriage.
Kind of. If Vaughn's family pulls out, my father's shipping line sinks.
Yeah. And he doesn't have enough money to give her what she needs.
That's why I don't want you to get caught in the middle of all of this. It's not fair to you. Well, that's why I came over.
I'm glad you did.
And if you don't want to see me anymore, I can understand.
Do you want to see me? Well, like you say, there's not a ring there, is there?
I don't understand you, Mr. Webster. Are you saying that you do or you do not have witnesses for the defense?
No, McCormick. No, Your Honor, we do not have any more witnesses. The defense rests.
Do the people wish to recall any witnesses at this time?
No, Your Honor, we do not.
Very well, gentlemen. Let's get on with the summations then. Mr. Lockwood.
Thank you, Your Honor. May it please the court. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I'm reminded of the text of William Wordsworth when he wrote, "Though nothing can bring back the hour of splendor in the grass, of glory in the flower, we will grieve not, but rather find strength in what remains behind." Now, I know you haven't been sitting here in this courtroom all these many weeks to see me refresh myself with William Wordsworth. You came to decide without fear, without passion, and without rancor the guilt or the innocence of the defendant, Dr. David Phillips. You're here to decide whether he grieved over the splendor and glory of his once happy marriage to the deceased Catherine Phillips Carruthers, whether he grieved enough to cut short her future happiness with her new husband. In other words, could he let her go without seeking revenge, without taking her life? Now, you recall when this trial began, I said that the defense would be parading witnesses before you, turning as many of them as he could into potential suspects. Well, he didn't let us down. He attempted to prove that a number of individuals could have committed the crime. But sadly, his proof was circumstantial. Let's look at some of the inferences that defense would have us believe from this parade of witnesses. Gil Prescott. It's true that the murder weapon, the Colt .45 automatic pistol, is registered in his name. And it's also true that he denied at first to the police that he spoke to or saw the deceased on that fatal day. Now, that's very questionable. But the deceased actually did him a favor. She freed him from a strained relationship with one of her daughters so that he could be with the one he really loved. No, I think Gil Prescott owes a great deal of gratitude to Catherine Phillips Carruthers. And what about Lee Carruthers? He was in Perryville the night his wife was murdered. Yes, he could have driven to Kingsley and pulled the trigger. And yes, he could have almost driven back to Perryville in time to be on camera with those dairy farmers. And this time, the defense gave the suspect a motive: infidelity. You recall Andrea Summers. Her surprise testimony supported that unfortunate fact. However, Congressman Carruthers testified that he had already confessed his affair with Andrea Summers to his wife before they got married. Why then would he kill the person he loved? His chief campaigner, his major asset just before the election. When you think about it, it's preposterous. Why don't we shine the same light that the defense used on Gil Prescott and Lee Carruthers to illuminate Dave Phillips? What about his alibi? He said he was asleep in his car the night of the murder. That he didn't know how or why they could find the murder weapon so close to him. He said that he couldn't remember anything until Andrea Summers came into this courtroom. A woman with questionable motives herself brings back those so-called lost hours. But what about the other women who were closer to David Phillips? His own daughters. You remember their testimony. Why, Amber Phillips openly admitted that she hated her own father, and Stacy told us that he said to her in confidence that he could have in fact killed her mother. Why? Because Dave Phillips was a man driven by a passion to take revenge on the woman who rejected him, the same woman he needed by his side in his struggle over alcoholism and to regain his respectability. Oh, I concede he was impeded by a drug. But Dave Phillips could not contend with rejection. He just couldn't face failure again. And under the influence of that drug, he became the same impassioned man he used to be under the influence of alcohol. And the defense said he was disoriented. Disoriented. Well, let's see. On a rainy night, he drove from Leon's Diner to his ex-wife's house to Amber Phillips' apartment. He climbed the stairs and he went in. Disoriented. No, I contend that he knew exactly what he was doing, and he was inflamed, grieving over the splendor and the glory of the marriage that used to be. He tried desperately to recapture the only woman who had ever given him hope, and when she turned him down, when she rejected him one more time, he made sure that it would be the last time. He picked up the gun, and he shot her dead.
You want me to do what?
Get me a ticket to Mexico for this weekend. I told Nancy I'd get the divorce.
Book the flight yourself.
Oh, come on, Julia. I don't have time now.
You have a secretary.
Look, I thought we agreed that we'd take care of the details of this game plan by ourselves. Now, come on.
I'm not so sure it's a game plan anymore. You seem a little too anxious to fly south of the border.
Look, Julia, didn't we agree that we'd go through with a divorce?
Fake divorce.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Look, it's just until Nancy deposits that check into our account.
Yours and mine, or yours and hers?
Julia, there's no time now for you to be throwing a tantrum.
Why didn't you tell me before I went rushing over there that she saw us at the Greenbrier?
Because I didn't know about it. I got over there as soon as Doug and Ben Martin told me.
I don't like being put on the spot, Dan, and you didn't have to shove me out of the door.
Well, it worked, didn't it?
I only have your word it did. The word of someone who's just about to commit bigamy.
Julia, the things I do for you.
Well, there's one thing you'd better not do, and that's get too comfortable with Nancy.
Yeah, I've been warned about that already. Thank you very much.
I mean it, Dan. You can fool her with that 10-cent writ of divorce, but not me. I wasn't a paralegal 3 years for nothing.
You know, you and Nancy are beginning to sound alike. I think it's about time for you to retire your role as the jealous, estranged wife for a while, huh?
Role? I wasn't acting.
I'm sorry, baby. Come here. I'm sorry to be so rough on you, but we're almost there. I mean, I feel like we still have her. That is, if I can get to Mexico and take care of that phony divorce right away, huh?
Well, maybe I should go with you to Mexico just to see how fake our divorce is from the start.
Oh, no. No, I've already put you through too much. I'll take care of it. Just try to remember that it won't be very much longer until we can have everything. Everything we've ever wanted, huh? Oh, come on, come on.
You have a capital crime deserving capital punishment. There is no other logical choice. Your obligation to deliver an honest verdict of guilty shouldn't be difficult. Now, I'm not sure whether the defendant can live with his own conscience, but if all of you deliver a sincere verdict, I'm sure you can live with yours. Thank you. Thank you, Your Honor.
Look, don't you dare put me on hold again. I am not going to sit here and listen to any more of that graveyard music. Well, you're a reference library, aren't you? Then why can't you... Wait a minute.
Hey, Webb! And where's the man?
Well, he's in court waiting for you. What took you so long?
Doll, it was worth the hassle. Those unidentified fingerprints are unidentified no longer. And just wait till you hear whose thumbprints were on that door handle.